Today is a very, very special day here at the Coach and Bro Show. You guys continue to make every single show bigger and bigger and bigger. We record every Monday and Thursday, either 5 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. The easiest thing to do is subscribe to this YouTube channel every single time. I can't even say YouTube today. Every single time we start any content, hit that notification button and you will be notified. And we also appreciate the fact that you guys find us no matter when we start. Now, we're trying something new today that we'll tell you about here in a moment. But first, I got to bring on the man whose fault it is. And I'm going to tell you the reason why right now. Of course, from russosbrand.com, Vince Russo. Vince, how are you today? It's because of this piece of paper that I am not more upset with you than I was because I was getting just tons of nasty DMs. It's 5 o'clock Eastern. Where's the show? I live for the show. This is the best show in America. I can't continue on my Thursday. I said, I get it. I get it. The fact that you were getting a big old fat tooth pulled out of your, I was hoping you'd come to the show like big old thing in your mouth and talking like this. That would have been funny. All right, so today is a very special day here at the show because we're always trying to make the show better, make the show more interactive. So, producer man, first and foremost, super stickers. How can people be involved for the next 40 or 45 minutes or so? And also, we're taking it a step further. I just retweeted this. Producer man will throw it into the chat. We're only going to do up to five. We have three that have been bought like this. And Vince, today, for the very first time, in my head, I have a list of three people who have decided it is paramount, not only that they come on in the chat, they want to have their voice be heard, but Vince, their face be seen. We are bringing three people who, for a very nominal fee, decided they wanted to come on. They can cut a promo, they can ask a question, they can give their opinion, whatever the case might be. Are you prepared for that? All right, hold on. They cannot hear you, Vince. This is weird. They cannot hear you. The whole chat saying you can't hear. Hold on. All right, so they said they can't see or hear you. Very weird. Very weird. I can hear you just fine. But the whole chat is saying muted. Tell you what, why don't you dip out? I'll explain what we're gonna do. Just do the whole restart of the computer because that always fixes it. And okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. So in the meantime, we have the smartest Mark alive. We have Jimmy Fingers and we have Thaddeus Cole. They will be on the show. You get about 5 or so minutes. You can come on. The floor is yours. If you want to, Vince can't even hear me right now. If you want to argue with Vince, if you want to tweak him just a little, I will help you. I will help you. Don't even think twice about it. So we have three that are signed up for day. This is day number one. We're going to be doing it for every show. It's going to be a ton of fun because we just feel like you guys should be seen on the show. And oh, sorry. I was talking to the people at home. Did you hear any of that? Well, now he can't hear me. Vince,
No,
can
I
you
can
hear me?
hear. I
Oh,
can
you
hear.
can. Okay.
Can
All right.
they hear me? Can you guys hear me?
All right. In the chat, can you hear him? Can
Hello,
you?
hello,
I
hello.
need
Pilot to
somebody
tower.
to.
Pilot to tower. Boop, 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 boop,
All
boop,
right, they
boop.
say they can't see. All right, I need somebody to text in the chat. Can you now hear? Ah, there we go. Can hear and see them. Thank you. All right, so we're good. We're
Yeah,
good to
God,
go.
man, it all depends on what browser you're on. It's really, really weird, man.
All right. Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird? It is.
Very.
They're
Yes.
saying it's all good. We've got the best.
Okay. Good.
All
Good.
right, so Vince, I was just kind of educating the audience. We have 1 or 2 spots left for today. We have 3 very important people coming on in about 45 minutes. We'll do super stickers, curtain jerkers, mid-carders, all that kind of stuff. So,
I want to say this though. This is what I was about to say when they couldn't hear me, Coach. Real quick. Real quick. I just finished a show with Stevie Ray.
okay.
And the conversation I had with the great Stevie Ray was, we live in a society, in a world, Coach, where now, you know, Coach, it's okay to be mediocre. It's okay to be mediocre. Guys, don't come on here being mediocre. Me and Coach don't accept mediocre. Me and Coach want to be great, and we strive to be great. Producer man strives to be great. So if you come on this show, strive to be great. No mamby-pamby, mediocre, sissy Mary, girly boy. You come on this show, and you be great. Go ahead, Coach.
What was I telling you all while Vince was gone? Right? Now, for those of you who do not come from the country of New York, he is saying mediocre. Don't come on and be mediocre. I had to translate some of the stuff you said because you have the New York thing going on. Yeah, you do.
Thanks.
I'm actually pretty excited about this because I've told them that they can cut a promo. They can argue with one of your points.
Yep.
They can give a point of their own. They can give opinion of their own. Who knows, Vince? We got on Stadium, the network that we're on, over 100 million homes, because one of the executives saw one of my shows, loved what we were doing, and called me. So now we have 2 shows on Stadium. My point is, you never know who's watching.
That's right.
You never know when somebody says, man, I like that guy.
Right.
I like Jimmy Fingers. I need him in a Godfather movie. You never know.
Absolutely.
You never know.
Yes.
All right. We try to, Vince, because we are 2 of the more loud voices in the world of pro wrestling. And I always like to start the show with a positive topic. But I have not talked to you. I have not seen you since the interview heard round the world on Tuesday on the Ariel Helwani show. And there's been a lot of talk the last 48 hours, and we talked about it here prior to Saturday night's main event. Would the old Goldberg show his ugly head with his ego? I think it's safe to say yes. What was your take on the interview?
Well, listen, I was saying this way before the interview, Coach, and we may have spoken about it on this show too. Guys, if you're going to retire Bill Goldberg, 3 weeks is not the appropriate amount of time. I mean, if they really wanted to lay into this, Coach, they could have done this 3 months easy. So I totally agree with Goldberg on that aspect of, man, it was my retirement. It was 3 weeks. I hope it could have been a little bit more. I understand. On the other side of the coin, though, them cutting off his speech, bro, part of that is on you. I mean, because, Coach, you've been in many, many, many main events, and constantly the referee is telling you 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. So they are counting out the time. Goldberg said they knew the interview was supposed to be a part of that show. So he should have been aware of the time in order to get in everything that he wanted to get in. But could the build have been better? Absolutely, it could have been.
See, this is where I push back on you on that notion. I think normally you would be correct. And I don't think you're incorrect in this. But from what I understand, he had texted and talked about, I only have so much in me. There's only so many things I can do. If you do the build-up for multiple months, at some point, there has to be physicality. And if he's telling the world, well, I can't go, I can only have so much in me, well, then how do you do a 3-month build-up?
You don't. There would have had to be physicality and matches and storytelling in that 3 months without a shadow of a doubt.
So I think in that aspect that they were erring on the side of caution because they're like, wow, what if it looks like shit? What if he gets in there and he really does have, I mean, his left knee, that's not for show. His left knee really is shredded. It really is, and I thought it was well booked in the match. Do you know how easily, Vince, he could have flipped that on its head and been so incredibly grateful? He also showed his lack of knowledge of how social media and platforms work. Peacock, it'll live forever. On YouTube, it'll live forever. And now, do you think they're going to put that up on YouTube forever? No. When he calls them classless, it could have lived forever. He was so pissed about the network, about NBC. There was 2 other networks that it was being carried on.
Yeah, well,
had a higher viewership.
Coach, here's where I think he really made a mistake. And, again, I don't want to be talking out of school, but I am going to say I thought it was a little selfish. Let's face it, Coach, you and I both have sons. Mm-hmm. He's made it clear he wants his son to be part of the WWE. Mm-hmm. Then you don't do this, man. You don't do this, because now his son could be the one to pay for this in the long run. Regardless of how you felt, man, if you're looking to do this to get your son in, man, then you got to bite your tongue and you got to eat crow, and you got to do that for your son.
I could not agree more on that notion. My son, who's a competitive golfer, 14 years old, scratch, I will do anything, not for him to play on the PGA Tour, for just him to get to freaking college, for God's sake, and play golf. But here's the other thing that he did along those lines. I don't know if you heard about this. They offered his son an NIL deal. He said in an interview he decided to turn it down, as if it wasn't enough money, as if it wasn't enough prestige. There's some guys that got upwards of $40,000 or $50,000. Most of them, because I had 2 guys, Vince, 2 young kids who decided not to take an NIL deal. They reached out to me to ask for my advice, because when WWE started this, they reached out to dozens and dozens and dozens of young kids. And some of the bigger stars, the whole point, Vince, was so that they can't go to AEW. It's in the contract that if you take the NIL money, you can't sign with AEW. So they're looking at different talents saying, what is this person worth? So Goldberg turned it down. I don't care if it was for $0. You don't take the NIL money for the money. You take it for the opportunity. And when you say, nope, wasn't good enough, and then you back that up with classless, well, now you've completely killed your kid's chances of ever being in the WWE.
Well, and let's back that up even further, Coach. He was not one of the most popular in the locker room while he was active.
No.
When you pile, one thing on top of the other, and like I said, man, if this is all about your son, and I get and respect that, you've got to put him before you when it comes to this.
Always. And Vince, maybe it's just wrestling, because you don't see this in the NFL. You don't see this in the NBA, because those are sports that when you're done, your body tells you you're freaking done.
Right.
You never hear of a guy saying, you know what? They didn't treat me right. My Ring of Honor ceremony was incorrect. I got cut off. Those things are always done at halftime, pregame, whatever the case might be. Only in wrestling can a 58-year-old former star who got over because of the way he was booked, not because he was a great wrestler. Where's the gratefulness? Where's the thank you? Now, he said it, but I don't know. Have you ever seen somebody master the art, Vince, of talking out of both sides of their mouth at the same time, like he did on the Ariel Helwani show? Remember what here's what he said. I'm grateful. Most guys don't get this, but they were very classless in how they do it. You know what? I got to be honest with you. I mean, I loved every minute of it, and I'm like, but what?
Well, not only that, Coach, when he's talking about being classless and he's talking about a 3-week run and he had 3 interviews, Coach, he had to agree to that. Right?
1,000%.
I'm sure that was all laid out to him. We're going to use you on these dates. He had to agree. You can't agree on something and then come back when it's over and say, well, that was a drizzling shits.
Whoa, Vince. Are we going to start with me disappointed in you right out of the jump?
Uh-oh, what'd I do, Coach?
You just said that they had to be planning this for weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. Let's not get panicky. Let's not get
panicky. All right, 3 weeks, I'll give it to you. Let's not go past the month.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Oh, Vince, what are we talking about here? All right, we've got our first. Is $5? Is that a curtain jerker or is that a mid card?
That's a curtain jerker. Come on, listen. We appreciate the $5, but let's face it, you're a curtain jerker. But we appreciate you.
Now you can't elevate yourself to a mid carder, but it takes some real work to
Yeah.
be a main eventer. Let's be honest. Main eventers are coming up in about 30 minutes. All right. Our man Hitesh, still very valuable. Hitesh, we love you. An explosive Goldberg Helwani interview. Coach and Bro, please invite Goldberg on once his NDA is up. Goldberg deserved WrestleMania. Get the scoop. I did have I had a caller today on Off the Ropes on Sirius, and they said, what if this was all a big rouge and Goldberg is going to be a part of SummerSlam? And that Seth Rollins' knee is a work, and somehow, and I was, as they're describing this whole storyline to me, I was like, stop. And I cut them off. I said, stop. There is no universe that the WWE said, hey, Goldberg, how about you go on and just shred us after we give you the main event against the World Heavyweight Champion?
I'm disappointed in you, Coach.
What did I do?
This is my turn to be disappointed in you.
Oh, no. I hate when you're disappointed in me.
You would think after Trips got you with the truth work, you would have think after he got you with that one, which was part of the show, and you thought it was a shoot, you would think, Coach, you might tread a little bit more lightly.
You're right. You're right.
Okay, thank you.
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
My apologies. Hitesh, my bad. My bad.
Bro, what about that? What about this elaborate work with the truth? And now we've got a 53-year-old that's just another wrestler on the card. That's what this was all. That's what this was all designed for, Coach.
Do you think that truth is sitting back there at some point going, was that 3 years ago that just, and it was 3 weeks ago? There's all this uproar. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, man.
Only in the wrestling business.
Yes. Yes.
All right. We've got another curtain jerker.
Yes.
Catman 580. He's also a premium member. We appreciate you. The cut off the Goldberg speech could have been avoided. Shorter entrances, shorter match length, and properly timed show could have been done, in my opinion. Catman, you're spot on. Here's the deal. And I know what you said off the top of the show. Vince, if they would have wanted his speech to be on NBC, it would have been on NBC. They could have, I mean, the whole Seth thing before, I don't know if that messed up the timing a little bit. Could have, because they had to wait to help him out of the ring and whatnot. But the match was 14 minutes and 23 seconds. Goldberg, that was the longest singles match in his career.
Yeah.
All right. You easily could have made it 7 or 8 if they would have decided to. I do think that he was probably a pain in the ass to work with, and WWE says this is how we get back at him. I do think WWE did it on purpose, but I do not think he understands just where his interview could have gone, and now WWE will take it down from everywhere.
And we also have to take into consideration, we have to assume that the Seth Rollins LA Knight match went short. So that means they had a lot more time going into that match than was originally planned for, and they still didn't get it right.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that they didn't Goldberg match for over 14 minutes? Is that what you're trying to explain to me?
Yes.
I don't believe for a second. I think they thought it would be a banger. It'd be an absolute banger. It would.
By the way, I just want to point out. I want to give Catman a little shout out here. Brand member Catman. The Catman is in honor of the great Peter Criss of Kiss. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Means nothing to me. You know why that means nothing to me?
Why is that?
Because we have our very first main event that's outside of the main event. So I just realized I need to rebrand something, because producer man, put Larry up on the screen. Vince, our very first one, Larry Calhoun. Larry, you're a main eventer. Pair character riding a firework rocket away before bursting in the sky. Okay. I have no clue what that means. But just the fact that you wrote it, Larry, you can write the same thing again. I'm cool with it. You are now man. Do you have any idea what he's talking about?
Oh my God, I just saw $49.99.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy crap, Larry.
Yeah.
Well, let's try to make sense out of it for $50.
Yeah,
Their character riding a firework rocket disappearing away. Yes, I agree, Larry. I agree 1,000%.
You're spot on. I didn't even think about it like that.
Coach, can we also recommend, listen, I know you can be heel coach.
Yeah, I love heel coach.
And I really don't want to come across as a heel. But can we recommend to those that are going to come on this show, would it be in their best interest, Coach, if they're hideous looking to come on wearing a hood? Should we recommend that?
Vince, as a black man in America,
yes,
I am never going to recommend anyone wear a hood on my show.
All right,
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, a luchador mask. If they're hideous, might it be in there? Because, Coach, I'm going to say this right now. I'm going there, guy. If you come on the screen and you got like a third eye or something in the middle of your head, Coach, I'm going there, Coach. So
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I made it very clear when you had your little tete-a-tete with the technology of the show.
Go ahead.
I talked to the people, and I told them, I said, if you're going to come onto the show and you're going to be an official part of Coach and Bro, you got to bring it strong. You got to look the part.
Okay.
Maybe have a back. I don't know. I mean, this is your one shot.
Yes.
This is your one shot unless you do it again. And then we assume they're liable. By the way, we've got laughing emojis from Larry in the chat, which means he feels like being a main eventer is worth it. So Larry's happy.
Oh, very happy. Yeah, we got to keep Larry happy with those kind of contributions. We got to keep Larry happy.
So we go from a main eventer to a ring announcer, 45R5K. Peter Rosenberg is such a WWE mark. Get off my screen. I will say this. It's kind of funny. So Rosenberg is on vacation right now. And he does a show, obviously, on Sirius, but he works for the WWE. So he went on his IG and ripped Goldberg to shreds. Then today he was ripping on Chillis, who hosted the ESPYs last night. But while ripping him, he ripped Tony Hinchcliffe, who was hosting the comedic show during SummerSlam for who? The WWE. So now you have WWE on WWE Crime, and the man is Peter Rosenberg. So how do you think TKO and Hunter feels about someone insulting that they booked? But we know how the Tony Hinchcliffe thing went in Vegas. Did that go well? I don't quite remember.
I'm just trying to understand. I don't know Peter Rosenberg from Rosenblum or Rosenfeld. I'm trying to figure out, how did a guy just get a gig on Sirius Radio and he's on vacation the next week?
No.
That's what I'm like, really, bro?
No. Rosenberg's been on 97, Hot 97 for years. He
just got the Sirius gig on vacation.
He's a co-host on the Michael K show, which is on Sirius already. He was already on Sirius.
Oh, I got
he was on Sirius.
Okay, I got you.
They put his wrestling podcast on the Wrestling Channel.
Got you.
Then he's the play-by-play voice for the Evolved, like the 8th show that WWE does. He does play-by-play for that. He's a good dude, really good dude. Yeah. And then he also does the pre-shows for the PLEs. So he works for WWE in some company and does a lot of different things. But he's been very, very critical of several things, which I appreciate, because, Vince, if you're a company that's going to do all these different things and you hire Tony Hinchcliffe, who he's the same guy that tore up the Republican National Convention. Right. He's just, he's not funny. Why does he keep getting booked?
Yeah, maybe he knows somebody. Vince. Maybe he knows somebody. Hey, Coach, I got to ask you this, because this is cringe to me. Every time I see this, it's cringe. And I don't know if they ever put you in this spot.
Probably.
Coach, on the PLEs, when they have the pre-game show, and, you know, like Booker sitting there, JBL, whoever they have sitting there. Yeah. And they're carrying on conversations like this stuff is real. I cringe for those guys. I'm now think about this, Coach. You know, people may think I'm crazy and I'm outspoken and everything. Think about this. So now, Coach, we're going to continue to do that. We're going to have these pre-games where poor Booker's got to talk about the match being real. And then at the end of the week, we're going to have that show on Netflix? Like, how is all of that going to work?
You're making way too much sense. Way too much sense. Because here's where a lot of the fans don't understand. What Vince is talking about is TKO wants us to believe that it's entertainment show, and then they're not when they're not on the show. But when you do the pre-show, they do it like a pre-game of a football game.
Right.
And pre-game of a basketball game. And they talk about the matchups like they're real. And then, you know, AEW's even put up their stats on their entrances. They're like 5-2 in their last 7. I could be 5-2 in the last 7. Right. That's, to me, it's contradicting themselves. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, Vince, but the trailer is out for the new show called Unreal. There is, for a quarter of a second, maybe less, a shot of somebody in the writer's room. In my opinion, the trailer looks like Total Divas with the whole cast. It's like behind the scenes stuff, like just like a reality show. This was supposed to be about the writers, was it not? Is that how they sold it? Coach, there was no writers in the trailer at all.
Man, as you're telling me about this, here's the thought that comes immediately to my head. Is this show going to be following Triple H with a camera backstage?
He's all over the trailer.
That's what this show's going to be.
Yeah. And he's the voice as well. And I'm paraphrasing here, but the start of the trailer says we're hoping that when fans see the behind the scenes and how physical it is, that they'll fall in love with the business. And I remember saying to myself, this is an OG. This is a guy that loves this stuff. And he actually voiced over something, said, let's just show you how the bread's made and you'll fall in love with the business. Yeah. Or how about we do a good show with a surprise and a beer truck and a milk truck and some comedy backstage. Maybe that's how you fall in love with the business.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
It really, really is. Justin Amir Burford, you are a, what do we call $1.99? Ring announcer. I like Justin Roberts. I like Lillian. Thoughts on WWE buying out Undertaker's podcast? All right, Justin, they did not buy out Undertaker's podcast. When you see the full screen that Michael Cole does every week, that's been part of his Legends deal that he makes over $4 million a year for since he started. They just started advertising it. They've always owned it. So they own that one. They own, I heard Vince, they just signed Logan Paul's podcast.
Yep. Yes.
And so I asked a couple of people that I know, I said, what do you think if you were to guess? Because most of these are 4 and 5 year deals. You know what number I got more than anything about how much they think that deal is worth? And I will tell you this. Fanatics will now be selling the advertising for that podcast.
How much?
$100 million.
I was gonna say 10. Say 10. Oh my God.
Well, we're dividing it by 4 or 5 years. So that's like 15 to 20 a year.
Yeah.
His podcast is so popular. Now, he's going to keep it on his own YouTube channel because it has so many subscribers and you get paid by the view. But whatever the deal was, other people like Travis Kelce just got $100 million for his podcast over 5 years. So it's like $20 million a year. Yeah. The problem is you now have to sell those downloads. But on his podcast, they're selling the actual advertising. They can take his podcast and also air it other places and sell and they can air clips on their own. So I guarantee you they did it in a way that everybody's going to make a ton of money, including Logan Paul.
Yeah, absolutely.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
You are listening and watching to the Coach and Bro Show coming up in about 10 minutes. We're going to have our first main eventers join the show, and it will be the smartest mark alive will be the first one. Keep those super stickers coming, and we will get to as many as we possibly can. So speaking of The Undertaker, did you see Jelly Roll was a guest on the Pat McAfee show on Wednesday in LA, and he was talking about all the training he getting. He then went on to host the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Randy Orton was a guest. You knew they were going to do some type of nonsense. Here comes Drew McIntyre. They fight off. Here comes Logan Paul, who's my new favorite heel. And Vince, I am shocked because Jelly choke slammed Logan Paul through the table. And he had been leaning on the table. It was such a weak table. I don't know how it didn't collapse when he was like doing this. But give credit to Logan Paul. And then they had the crowd buying in. Boo! It was like a bad Johnny Carson skit because they're like, "Yay!" And then you could tell somebody was there with the cue cards. Boo! Why wouldn't you just have an entire wrestling audience be the audience for a particular night?
Yeah, man, Coach, I'm so split on all this, Coach, because, I understand why they're doing all this and publicity and meme and jelly roll and this and that. I get all that, bro. Listen, Coach, here's what Stevie Ray taught me. They call it the bag. It's all about the bag, Coach. It's all about the bag. I understand it's about the bag. But, Coach, when I see something like that, here's where I take a little offense to it. You make everybody believe everybody or anybody could be a professional wrestler. Mm-hmm. And if anybody can be a professional wrestler, then guess what? Professional wrestlers aren't special anymore. That's the one thing that just rubs me the wrong way, that anybody can do this.
And that's always been the thing whenever we had celebrities show up when I was there. The one who took it serious actually got respect from the boys, or if they were such a big star, then they would fanboy out. But for this, I appreciate that Jelly Roll's taking it seriously. I appreciate the fact that he's in the middle of a tour. He tours all the time, that he is down in Florida training because, of course, Triple H had to tell us that. He then talked about The Undertaker training him, Jacob Fatu, all these different guys. And this is where I don't want to know that. Yeah. I would rather he just play storyline and just be Jelly Roll the character all the way through. Because there is not a universe that exists where Jelly Roll is going to kick Logan Paul's ass.
Right.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Right.
I do respect the fact that he's training. I do respect the fact that he's lost over 200 pounds and that he wants to be a part of this. And he's super popular. He's super over. But I'm with you. And I was on with Baron Corbin earlier. Bishop Dyer is his name now. And a lot of the boys, and you know how they look at it, he's taking a spot from me at SummerSlam in that tag team match. Now, they don't paid like that anymore. They don't get the bonuses. But I can understand from an appearance standpoint, Vince, that the boys are like, wait, even though it's 2 nights and there's going to be, 14 matches, I may be sitting on the sidelines because of this storyline. And that's how they always look at it.
Yeah, no, the boys will always be the boys, and nothing's going to change that mindset. They'll always look at it that way, Coach.
All right. Now, Vince, all these times are approximate, and we are now, because our first guest is here. So I want to bring him on right now. Wait, before we bring it on, producer man, Vince, I need to know that you are in the right mindset, because a lot of these people, they want to come on and they want to get at you. Not all of them. Are you prepared for that?
I got to get in the right mindset, because right off the bat, it's not fair.
Why is it not fair?
Because I could see the gentleman's name is Carmine.
Oh, no.
That means he's a Paisan. That
so
means
now
he's a Paisan, and I everybody knows I'm a Paisan. I got a soft spot in my heart for Paisan. He may have made up that name for all I know, but the fact that he's called Carmine, I gotta get over that, Coach. I gotta get over it.
I cannot have you be mamby-pamby right now.
Okay, no.
I can't have you be soft.
No, bring it, Carmine.
Okay,
Let's go.
Okay. All right. First time ever, we're bringing a guest onto the show live and in living color. Producer man, if you don't mind, I need to see smartest Mark alive, live on the Coach and Bro Show, the very first one. Carmine, show your face. Oh, there he is. All right.
How you doing, guys?
I gotta say this off the bat. He no expenses for that background.
I was, I was,
That background is popping.
I was going to say I've got the Meltzer set up. I'm holding my mic, and I've got no background either.
You will take. Do you hear what he said?
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta volley that back to him. Very nice.
I
Very
love
nice.
that.
Very nice.
Oh man. Oh, thank you. You made us pop right out of the gate. Now, Mark, is that your is Mark your real name, and you use it as a? You're just calling it Mark. Okay.
Yeah. So Carmen's my real name. I'm from Australia, so I'm in Adelaide, Australia.
Are you kidding me?
In America, he's pronounced it as Carmine, but I go by Carmen. That's how I say it here. But yes, I'm a fellow Paisan. I just want to ask off the bat, Vinny and Coach. I know you got some Italian in you. Whereabouts are you from? Are you Calabrese or are you Sicilian?
My family's from Sicily, man. Sicilian, bro, all the way Sicilian.
Okay.
Yeah,
Coach?
I was adopted, but
Yeah.
I respect the fact that you know that I have some Italian in me. It's probably the brains and the way I talk.
I think it's more the nose. To be honest with you, Coach. I mean, I'm just saying.
When did this turn around on me? I don't realize.
No, that's a good thing. You got an Italian nose. That's
Italian
a positive.
nose?
That's a positive.
Now, I will say this, despite the Meltzer background, which I love the naming it that, you look great. Your hair looks great. You got great facial hair. You have a great look. So you really took this here. Why did you want to be on with Coach and Bro all the way? Because we're worldwide. We knew we were worldwide, but this proves it. Why did you want to be on with us, sir?
A couple of things. So I've been obviously following you guys for a long time. As my name suggests, my alias, I guess, smartest mark alive. I guess you'd call me a mark for wrestling. Anything accessible here in Australia, I watch. So WWE, TNA sometimes on YouTube, MLW, like whatever I can access, I watch. I love it. So, I'll go by that. But I wanted to come on just because I've been watching you guys for a long time. A lot of the stuff you say I agree with. Some I don't agree with. A lot of it I don't agree with sometimes. And pretty much you guys, to be very honest, you're not blowing smoke or anything. He's pretty much inspired me to start my own YouTube channel.
Really?
I can voice my own opinion. I only started 3 weeks ago, just uploading my own videos and stuff like that. But yeah, just wanted to come on and speak to you guys. And anyone that comes on here really it's an honor to speak to two legends like you as well. So I don't want to get MB-Pamby because Vince will kill me. But
I love that.
Yeah,
Here's what I want to do for you. I'm assuming you're going to start your own podcast on your channel at some point. Yes.
Not podcasting. No, I'm just basically covering topics, chopping up videos, voiceover, that type of thing.
Oh, very interesting. All right. Well, if you ever need anything from us, send me a DM. I'll be able to help you out because we're family here at the Coach and Bro.
Absolutely.
Is there any questions you have on, because our page is growing very fast, how you can grow your page a little faster? Are you concerned about that?
I'm like I said, I've only started 2-3 weeks ago. So at the moment, it's a faceless channel because I haven't actually told anyone that I'm doing it, to be honest. So I've just been on my Twitter page. I started Twitter a couple of weeks ago. I've got about 200 followers now, just commenting on wrestling posts. And I wake up this morning, I've got 55 subs on my channel. I'm happy with that. But
see now, Coach, if I wanted to heal on Carmine, which I really don't want to, but I would say with my podcasting experience, here's where I would start if I was Carmine. Bro, take out an ad on that forehead. Because, bro, people will see that from thousands of miles away, man. Nice ad, right? .com on that forehead, Carmine, right there, baby.
Why do you think my fringe is down? What do you think I've got to do?
There you go. Okay, well, you're smart because you're smart, bro. That's why. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you get a haircut, shave your beard. 3 hours later, you got freaking Grizzly Adam in there.
Well, because I'm a real man. I'm a real man, Carmine. Yes.
I like the fact that you're going after Vince because I want to do it, but we're partners, so I can't do that. I feel bad.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: what did you like less? Seth Rollins hosting? Did you see Seth Rollins hosting or Jimmy Jelly Roll hosting at all down there in Australia? Did you guys get that?
What do you mean by hosting?
They're hosting shows. So let me change the question. Who do you like right now the most in Australia? Is it Goldberg being done, Seth Rollins, or Jelly Roll?
Well, Seth Rollins. Jelly Rolls, I don't think he's that popular here in Australia.
Oh.
that's my problem with WWE at the moment. Like I prefer AEW over WWE a lot, to be honest with you.
Why is that?
Basically, because I feel that, well, I'll pose it to like basically the guys that only watch WWE or have a problem with a. Basically, in a nutshell, like, would you rather have someone like a Tony Khan running the company who is he's a bit goofy, he's a mark and for wrestling, whatever, but he books the shows for people who love wrestling, right? Like actual wrestling in the ring, and you can agree or disagree with his storylines, but he's genuinely trying to move the industry forward, and even with his partnerships and stuff. Compared to, like, would you rather have that guy that actually loves the industry business, or would you rather have TKO who are literally only in it for money, social media clicks? They don't give a shit about wrestling. I don't know if I can say that, sorry, but they don't care.
Oh, you can
about
say
wrestling.
that here. Yeah.
They don't care about the wrestling. They just care about making money because, in my opinion, the whole TNA partnership that they've got going on at the moment, I think you guys kind of agree on this anyway, but their president or owner, whoever he was, went on Ariel's Helwani's show the other day saying they're close to a streaming deal. And streaming deal and TV deal, as you know, is complete different things.
Mm-hmm.
So they're on the app at the moment because they don't have a TV deal. My opinion is that WWE has partnered with TNA, and Matt Hardy actually said this on Helwani's show as well, that he actually thinks that the partnership is to step on the necks of AEW so they don't get any more popular. He actually said that.
Wow.
Not verbatim, but that's what he said. My opinion is that WWE is partnering with TNA so they can think that they're going to get a TV deal and a streaming deal. I don't think it's going to happen. I think internally they'll probably try and block it.
Wow.
To go to TNA and say, hey, guys, we tried, we partnered with you, we tried, you couldn't get it. So now let's talk about that buyout. Pick them up for nothing, package AAA, TNA, WWE together, and then TKO can sell the whole thing off and make billions.
All right, let me stop you right there. I want the chat. If you guys agree with Carmine and WWE is stepping on TNA so they can buy them for nothing, let us know in the chat. Yes or no. Be interactive with us. Vince, what were you going to say?
We're corrupting minds, Coach. I got to give my conspiracy theory.
Yeah, throw out the music.
Yes, we are corrupting minds, Coach.
I actually agree with Carmine on this one. I didn't even think about that angle of it at all.
I agree with Carmine on this. Carmine, I'll be honest with you, bro. I go absolutely out of my mind when people actually say, Vince, you hate Tony Khan. That is absurd. This guy is so freaking entertaining. And I tell you something, Carmine, I understand your perspective and your point of view about, yeah, man, the guy is a wrestling fan. Listen, I know you guys aren't big in baseball there, but, I'm a San Francisco Giant fan.
Yep.
Their president of baseball operations is a former player, Buster Posey. And I think that's awesome. So when you say, you know what, I'm more in the corner of AEW because Tony Khan really is a fan, it's all about the wrestling for him, and he's doing it out of the love, bro, I agree with you 1,000% on that. I would not argue that for a second.
And just on that as well, like you said about the Giants, seeing like the chat here as well. I think one of the big problems with WWE fans or wrestling fans is that for the most part, the people who watch WWE are just WWE fans. They're not actually wrestling fans.
That's a good
point.
Like
myself, who watches the whole product, right? So it's pretty much like the example I give is like you go for the Giants, Vince, right? So it's pretty much like you saying I'm a baseball fan. I watch the Giants games, but if the Yankees are playing, I'm not watching. I just watch the Giants. It's the same thing. These guys just watch WWE. Anything outside of that, they're trash. They don't watch it. It's garbage, this and that, but they don't actually watch. And we actually saw this week after All In. I saw heaps on TikTok and Twitter and on the AEW's post of All In of people saying, hey, I'm a WWE lifer, check AEW for the first time. Like, this is a lot better than what I've seen WWE for a long time.
You're right.
So, and the last video I posted on my YouTube, I said this as well. nobody, any die-hard AEW fan like me, is never saying, nobody's saying that it's ever going to be number one. It's ever going to take over. WWE is always going to be number one by far. But like, well, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is a lot of people after this weekend have taken notice and said, hey, this WWE shit they've been giving us for the past 6 months to a year since TKO, they've finally checked out something else after just looking at headlines or looking at podcasters that are just trashing on it or whatever. And they've noticed that something out there.
All right, Carmine, I hate to cut you off, but we have to limit it to like 5 or 7 minutes so we can get to everybody. This was amazing. Thank you very much.
You did a great job, man. You really did a great job. Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity, guys.
Absolutely. Tell everybody in Australia we said hello. That was the great Carmine, smartest mark alive, live from Adelaide. How about we are so over outside of this country.
Adelaide, the singer?
No, Adelaide, Australia.
Oh, that's Adele. I'm sorry, God. I get confused sometimes.
Yeah. They also have a big soccer team, which you don't know anything about.
I know nothing
in
about
Adelaide.
Okay. I know nothing about that. I do know this. I don't know when you're going to bring him on. Listen, I told you the next person. I've been telling you he's a rock star in Boston, and you've been doubting me, and now you're going to see. You're going to
I think it's bullshit. I think that you're lying to me.
You're going to see.
We asked all these guys, what do you want to talk about when you come on? Because we don't want them to come on and just ramble. Because we have people, we want people to enjoy the show.
Yes.
But we want people to know that it's regular people like themselves. And he says, we'll call it in the ring. That's what he wrote on my. Well, beautiful. I need to prepare. I'm one of the greatest hosts in the world. I can't call it in the ring like I used to with Ric Flair in Afghanistan. That can't happen, Vince. I need to have a 12-star match prepared.
Wow.
You feel me?
Coach, I will tell you that I listen to this man's CD while I'm driving my Jeep in Colorado. How about that? Do you have it? Do you have a CD, Coach?
No, because I listen to Sirius XM and/or AM radio.
It's on the VIP list.
All right. Our next guest. Our next main eventer, and once you become a main eventer, you're always a main eventer. He's from the rock drummer band, Boston band, BF Raid. He's been following wrestling since the Bob Backlund days.
Yes.
Let's welcome into the show, Mr. Jimmy Fingers. Jimmy, show
that album, Jimmy. Show that album. See that? Look, legit.
The only thing that would have been better is if you would have had like your link on the bottom of it to sell that son of a bitch. What up, Jimmy? How are you?
We got record numbers, so we got about 7 albums sold.
All right, you're gonna have to speak way up because you're a little bit low. But we can hear you enough to make it. I'll translate. So you've sold 7 of those albums, yes?
Yeah, we ain't selling nothing.
We ain't selling nothing.
Jim gets to play some cuts like in between segments of his show, and someone might say, "Hey, what's that? Who's that?" Can you hear me?
We can hear you good enough. You're very, very distant, but that's okay. That's okay.
The headphones off.
You could try. Yeah, try that. Try that.
Try it with the headphones off.
Yeah.
No, that didn't work.
Go ahead.
Is that any better?
Yes. Oh yeah. Now here we go.
Thank you, Jimmy.
There you go. There you go. So,
bro,
Jimmy,
look at Jimmy's T-shirt, Coach. What about that? Stand up, Jimmy. Look at that. I need one. Jimmy, send me one of those.
Is that what's
Fred?
Was that?
That's Fred G. Sanford right there.
Sanford and Sons. Wow, Jimmy, that is old school, big dog.
Great shirt, man. Great shirt, Jimmy.
Vince, don't come after my forehead. It's a genetic
No,
disorder.
no, Jimmy, you're a rock god, bro. I can't attack you in any way. He's a rock god, Jimmy.
So he's got this forehead. You just went off on Alaska, and you won't go off on him?
He's a rock god. I can't make fun of a rock god's forehead. That's sacrilegious.
That's it, Coach. I'm coming for you right now, bro.
Go ahead. Go, Jimmy. Go. Eat him up, Coach. Eat him up, Jimmy.
All right. This is a question I have for you since you're a rock star. I was actually in person when the legendary fight happened between Limp Bizkit and Creed in New Jersey at Howard Stern's Big Thing. I was there. I think Fred Durst would have destroyed Scott Stapp, but that's neither here nor there. Has there ever been a big backstage fight for 1 second? BF Raid, your boys.
No, but a previous band there was, and that would be it happened after the show and back at the Rathskeller in Boston, and that turned actually pretty ugly. It was
Oh, wow.
yeah, it didn't really involve all the bands, but there was a big skinhead community in that area, and yeah, a lot of drugs, alcohol involved.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it got real ugly, but nothing ever competitively, because none of us were ever famous. We were
I
never
got you.
that big.
I got you. Let me ask you this: you watch our show a lot, and we joke
All
a
the
lot.
time.
Why do you like wrestling, and why do you like our show so much?
Because I mean, there's you guys don't have you're not compromising your opinions for media passes. You know what I'm saying? Like media credentials, like a lot of others. There are guys like JD, BC Amplified, like they're fans just like me, and they give honest opinions. Where others do it and they kind of compromise, so they don't fall into a bad place with AEW, WWE, because their interviews will get cut off.
Right, right. It's funny that you say that because the thing that it used to frustrate me and Vince, but now I just laugh at it because when we give an opinion or I post something, I'll get, Coach, they're not going to hire you back. Coach, I know you just want to
Exactly
go
right.
back. And to your point, the thought of going back, Jimmy, and traveling 52 weeks a year, I would rather put a fork in my eye than do that. I mean, and Vince, I'm sure you feel the same way.
I'm just entertained. I think Jimmy's popping gummies during this interview. I mean, Jimmy, what are you popping in your mouth there, bro?
Are you popping CBD?
Oh, okay, all right.
pistachios.
CBD.
I would have respected the fact that he's doing CBD. I really would have.
CBD pistachios.
Oh, there you
CBD
go. There you
pistachios.
go.
I got it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jimmy, I want to ask you a question. Coach, no, Jimmy is a legend. His band is a legend in Boston. How many years have you been playing in Boston, Jimmy?
All right, let me explain this. Give this a little background, because I appreciate the way you put me over, Vince, for this stuff. Because seriously, I never made it in the business. I gave it a really, really good shot, a very hard try, like trying to be a professional athlete or or an actor. It's very hard to crack through. So this band here existed, 40 years ago. They were a few years older than me, and they had demos out, everything like that. So they were like rock stars to me. And they disbanded for a while, and then I went and did my own thing. And once the pandemic happened, because I was retired, totally retired, I became one of those TikTok drummers. And I just threw my drum set out in the backyard during the pandemic to keep from going crazy. Well, the neighbors were going bananas, and then finally these guys, they want to reform. They give me a call. I says, "All right, only if you put BF Raid back together." So, yeah, I'm not even the original drummer.
But you see, Coach, are you understanding that only a rock star would eat pistachios?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are we doing?
Okay, you see what I'm talking about? This is cool.
My God.
This is what wrestling is missing. This is cool. This is what Jimmy is, a character through and through. The name, the pistachios, everything. Triple H, if you're watching, take note.
All right, I'm the heel because this is like, in order to not be here for 4 hours, it's like 5 to 7 minutes. We already gave
Coach,
Jimmy because of you. What?
Coach, let me come to you. Let me come to you with this one.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
All right, last thing. What do you got?
All right, I've been going through your work,
Oh, geez.
doing a deep dive.
Oh, a deep dive. Okay.
I've always appreciated your work, the chicken shit heel, the interview skills.
Thank
But
you.
there's one segment that I did not like.
Oh, no.
I hate it. Triple H in HBK in the watered down DX area. You're doing an interview back there. They throw your head through the wall. Do you remember this?
Yes, I have. I continue. I'll tell you the story in a second.
Okay,
What's your problem problem? A really
problem
nice
is
butt?
that like my problem there is it could have ended there, but like HBK proceeds to pull down your pants to reveal that you're wearing a thong, but it's not a thong; it's a piece of yarn. Your O and
Wait,
your
say it again.
O-ring
Hold
is
on, Jimmy, because I don't think Coach understood that. It's a piece of what?
yarn. It's
Yarn.
Yarn.
It's a piece
All
of
right.
yarn, Coach.
Jimmy,
well,
okay, so was your issue seeing the piece of yarn, or you think
Yarn.
it was a yarn through
No.
my derriere, or what was your issue
your
with it?
your O-ring was hanging out, and the camera was right on it.
Unbelievable.
And then Hunter's looking at like they're Hunter's fixated on your ass, Coach. Like he wants to do something with it.
He didn't want to do. All right, let me.
It's smooth as silk. It looked good. It's smooth as silk. But
Thank you. I've always had a nice derriere.
How is this pitched to you?
Okay, so here's the true story.
That's a great question.
It is a great question. Everybody in the chat we're talking about is.
And I'm going to send it to you guys. I'm going to send it both to you guys after the show. I'm going to tweet it out so they can see it.
Okay,
Yes.
so I will retweet it because I don't have a job on the line like I did at that. This is a true story, Jimmy. So I had just interviewed on that Friday at ESPN. This is April of 2008, I believe was the month. Okay, so I had just interviewed. I had been offered the job, had not signed my contract at ESPN yet. So we go to Monday Night in Rochester, New York, and I walk in, and there's a girl named Kasama, and she used to run all the backstage stuff. So I walk in, she goes, "Hey, Coach, do you have any thong underwear?" Not the normal question that I would get, but I said, no. And she goes, "You need to go out and find some for the skit that we're going to do with you tonight." I said, "What's a skit?" She goes, "Oh, Triple H and Sean, they're going to throw you through a wall. We're building that wall right now, and then you're going to dangle there, and they're going to spray paint your ass." And I was like, and in my head, I had just agreed to a deal to go to ESPN 3 days prior. This is on my kids. This is a true story. True story. So I went out to Spencer's Gifts. You guys remember Spencer's Gifts?
Oh yeah, they still exist.
So I walked in, and I was hoping the lady would say, "No, you're never going to find any around here." I go, "Hey, do you have any thong underwear?" She goes, "Oh yeah, aisle 3." And so I walk over to aisle 3, and they not only had thong underwear, they had choices.
Yeah.
And the choice it was a 2-pack. And so I bought zebra print and the tiger print. And then I actually looked at the little string going, how would what Jimmy's talking about here? So I take it back. And in my head driving back, I was like, you know what? My dream was always ESPN. It was never WWE. And I was like, my dream is going to end even before it gets started.
Coach, did you stop and get a Brazilian too? Because you
smooth as silk, baby.
Coach,
smooth as silk.
Coach, your dirt star was clean as a whistle, bro.
Very nice, Jimmy, with the Dirt Star reference.
I do. I get back and we do the skit. And as I'm feeling, I kid you not, as I'm feeling the spray paint on my butt, I literally had tears, and my head was through the wall, so nobody could see me crying. I thought, it's over.
Oh,
my ESPN career is over. So I went back to the hotel. Normally we go out, and I kid you not, I sat and I stared at my phone.
Oh my God! Just waiting for them to call. Just waiting, man.
The call's coming through.
Wow.
The call's coming through. And lucky for me, Jimmy, the call never came. I'm not sure they even knew that I did it. Because since then, I had my salary cut after 2 years at WWE, or excuse me, at ESPN. So maybe they took it away from me afterwards.
I pay attention to detail, and I don't know if you even realize it, but Triple H like takes a double take of it, and like he wants to do something with it.
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go back.
I got it right here. I'm gonna be sending it in 2 seconds.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch it in detail. So. We've got our next one up. Jimmy, I want you back in this spot.
Jimmy.
All right?
Yes, you're the best, Jimmy.
You're the best. Thank you very yes.
Do a Coach and Bro Fantasy Football League. I'm telling
you, I'll think about it just for you. I will, Jimmy. I will.
I hate fantasy football, but for you, I'll think about it. That is the great Jimmy.
Jimmy
number two in our main, and we're going to keep a list. Once you come on here, this is going much better than I thought. I have to be harder about the time. Because I could do this all night, and the all right. He
Coach,
says,
maybe it's in the best interest of this show for me to sit this next one out.
Well, I'm actually reading the chat that this is hilarious. I love it.
Well, I'm not reading any chat. I'm seeing somebody sitting there with a championship belt over their shoulder, Coach, and everybody who knows me knows that's my biggest pet peeve.
Is when you walk around with a belt over your shoulder.
I got like real issues. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I'm starting to shake a little bit.
I don't want you to get worked up. What if I do the introduction? We bring him on. We see why he has the belt over his shoulder.
Okay,
can we go from there?
I'm going to let you handle it. I'm going to observe till I get some answers. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. All right. So up next, our next main eventer. If selected, he says, I would like to start by thanking you both for being on the show. Positive. When I finish thanking you both, I will then begin a promo. So Vince, he wants to cut a promo. So I'm not even going to ask him. I'm just going to give him the floor. I think that's fair. And we'll see where Thaddeus Cole takes it. Does that sound good? I feel like Simon Cowell right now on America's Got Talent. That's what I feel. Because
I will give him this off the bat. He's got a good gimmick name. That's a good gimmick. I could do something with that name for a character.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And he's got like 8 questions. We only got 5 or 7 minutes. All right. Okay. So he's going to have to figure out which questions are the most important to him. But the promo comes first. All right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the next main eventer in the Coach and Bro universe is Thaddeus Cole. Yo.
Do that again, Coach. One more time. Do it again, Coach. There we go. Okay.
There he is. There's Thaddeus. Thaddeus, welcome to the show. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I really would like to thank you guys for the opportunity on letting me be on the show. It really is a privilege being here with the both of you.
Why are you doing this promo from the principal's office?
I don't know. Maybe I'm in detention for something.
All right, go ahead. The floor is yours, Thaddeus.
The
floor is yours.
Right now.
All right, Thaddeus, I'm not going to interrupt you. I know you want to cut a promo. I know you have big plans in this business. We want to help you. So the floor is yours. Go right ahead.
Appreciate it. John, I want you to look into my eyes as I say this. That title you currently hold will rest on my mantle next to this replica. There is no other man that can take that story on like I will. I will work every day until the title of WWE Undisputed Champion is mine. You are looking at the future, the next real champ.
Okay. All right. So, Vince, I need you to grade that promo because you know, Thaddeus, that Vince Russo wrote promo the biggest stars in the history of the business. You are aware of that. Yes, Thaddeus?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're about to be critiqued by one of the greatest, if not the greatest time. Vince, what did you make of the promo challenging John Cena? What?
And I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, no.
And Thaddeus is going to agree with everything I say.
Okay.
And he's going to understand. And I'm going to do what I would do if it was Shawn Michaels in the room. I'm going to tell him to do it again. Because here's why, Thaddeus. Without a shadow of a doubt, you wrote that promo out. You had that promo memorized. You were practicing it, and you just delivered it word by word. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With all that being said, Thaddeus, that's the way it came across. And when you memorize something and deliver it that way, here it's missing. The emotion. You know why emotion's missing, Thaddeus? Because you're trying to remember the words. You're trying to remember. Once you're trying to memorize something, all the emotion goes out the window. So now I want you to cut that promo again, off script. Make me believe that you're coming after John Cena. Leave nothing on the table. Forget about what you wrote and memorized. Give it to me from your heart, bro.
All right. Let's do it again.
Go,
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus, go!
Let's go. Emotion.
John Cena, I have watched you ever since I was a kid, and now I'm gonna make sure that belt you hold, I will make sure I get it, I will surpass you, and become the next world champion. There is no stopping me on here. I will work, I will push through every obstacle that gets in my way.
There you go.
There we go,
I-
Thaddeus. You see, man, you don't need to write nothing out and rehearse it and memorize it.
No.
You got to go from in here, man. You got to go from in here. That was beautiful.
The eyes were great. The intensity was great. The one thing that when I work with kids all the time, I say, forget the red lights on. What I mean by that, Thaddeus, is forget there's a camera on. Forget there's anybody watching. Forget that there's thousands of people in the chat right now that are rooting you on. They love you. They're writing it right now. But when you're a character and you want to be a performer, and I know you wrote to me and said, listen, long term, when I get older, I want to be a wrestling star. You said that, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you've got to tell yourself, if this is my dream and this is where I want to be, what would I be willing to do? And being embarrassed is not one of them. You can't be embarrassed. This is where you want to be. So you had the first one, second one a lot better. The third time will be even better. Okay. Now, also know you have,
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 quick questions because I know you wrote a bunch because we only have 5 to 7 minutes. So you get 3 questions. You get to ask me or Vince, either one, and we'll answer them for you in real time. Okay. So what is question number
Okay.
1?
I am currently writing down some matches for in FSW. What are some things that could help me when writing down matches and storylines for me and other people in FSW?
Vince, I think he writes for an organization
Yeah.
named, all right. Yeah. What would you say, Vince?
Here's where I would start, Thaddeus, and this is why it's very important to have well-defined characters. Because if you've got a roster of well-defined characters, then what you do is you look at those characters and you look at how would these characters mesh in a story. And that's where you really start. That's why it's important that you have a cast of different characters with different personalities. Otherwise, everybody is just a wrestler and it's all about the wrestling match and who's the best. So you wanted to form characters with personality, then you want to put those characters together and figure out what's a creative storyline.
You know what's super cool right now, Vince? He's literally writing down what you're
He's
telling
awesome.
him.
Thaddeus is awesome, man.
How old are you, Thaddeus?
I am 14.
He's awesome, man. To come on here and cut a
Yes.
promo in front of 1,000 people, a 14-year-old kid, freaking phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal.
Really is. My son's 14. Right
Thank
now,
you so much.
I'm in my feels right now. You're polite. You're cool. You're taking notes. You're taking this serious. It's freaking awesome. And I'm just trying to figure out where you got the money to come on here. So tell your parents thank you very much too. Question number 2. What else do you want to know?
I'd like to ask, how did the both of you get into the WWE business?
You want to go first, Vince, or you want me to go first?
Well, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
All right. So for me, Thaddeus, I will tell you this. You never know who's watching. You never know when you're going to get an opportunity. You never know what part of your career is going to take a left turn. I had no desire to go to WWE, my friend. I was in the building when the late, great Owen Hart fell from the rafters and literally passed away right in front of me. Because of that happening, I was on all these different big shows in the United States. Because of that, 3 months later, the executives at the WWE, you may not know this because you weren't even alive then, but SmackDown, the very first one, was in the town I was working in, Kansas City, in 1999. I'm assuming you were born in 2012, right? 2013, something like that. So this is 26 years ago. And because I was fair to them and because they liked me, they offered me the job. And I got offered the job on the spot when I did my audition, just like what you just did. I had to do for Vince and all the executives for real. And I was only 22 years old. So I was only a little bit older than you, but I had no desire. But yet that's the way my life went. So you just never know. You're super young now, but you just never know. Vince, what about you?
Yeah, I think Thaddeus, I think you're doing it now, which is very important, which is what I did. What you're doing right now on this show is you spent the money and you're investing in yourself. You came on here, man. You know, you had two guys that have been in the long time. I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to give a promo. I'm going to have these guys critique it. I did the same thing. I funded my own radio show. I paid for the hours myself. I invested in myself. And that's what you got to do. And you got off to a great start here today.
All right, question number 3. Make this a good one, Thaddeus.
What was it like working with Mr. McMahon?
It's a great question. I'm very conflicted these days of my life because I have 2 children. Without him, don't know that I have those 2, and they're amazing. Part of my career, even today, is because of him. However, it was very difficult. He could be very tough at times. He could be mean at times. But I also learned how to deal with people, how to be a leader. So it was hard. And I missed one Monday in my first run there. I was there over 10 years, Thaddeus. There's 52 Mondays in, so that's over 520 Mondays, and I missed one in all of that time. That's crazy. No 7-day vacations, no nothing. And so it was hard. It was hard, but he makes you stronger and makes you tougher. At least he did for me. Vince, what was working for the old man like for you?
Yeah, it was. I guess the most important thing that I took away is, and this is going to be important if you really, really want to reach your goals, man, and that's work ethic. And Thaddeus, you have to know if you want to get to a certain place in professional wrestling, you got to work harder than everybody else. Mm-hmm. In other words, when you're sitting on the couch and eating cheese puffs and watching cartoons, you got to know that somebody is out there working. And that's the thing, Thaddeus. I am a strong believer is as long as you have the mentality that nobody is going to outwork me. And that was Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was the first one to Titan Tower in the morning and the last one to leave. Nobody was going to ever outwork him. If that's your attitude and that's your mindset, you're going to get to where you want to go.
By the way, Matt Lee in the chat said Thaddeus is already as good as 90% of the current
absolutely.
WWE roster.
Yes,
oh, my goodness. Thaddeus, here's what I want to do for you because you're only 14. And several years ago, I befriended a young lady who's now a professional. Her name's Izzy Marino. And I promised her that if she ever made it to the WWE, I would be there in person for her first match, never knowing that a 9-year-old girl would follow through. The last thing me or Vince want is another dollar from you. So I want you to send me a DM on it. Do you have Instagram?
I do not, but I do have X.
Okay, so on X. So if you follow me, I'll look for you. I will follow you back, and then I will help you as you get older on the side, okay? Because I don't want you to have to call in here because this was awesome. And we're thrilled that you did it. But we're not doing this for people like you. I want to help you on the side. I don't want your parents to have to do this, but this was fantastic. So thank you very, very much. Vince, anything you want to say?
Yeah, no, Thaddeus has already emailed me. Thaddeus, understand it because I didn't know you were coming on today, but now that I know that's you, you've got my email address, man. You could pick my brain anytime you want.
All right.
Thank you very much.
The other thing we're going to do is in 6 months. So 6 months. We're going to bring you back on the show, and I want you to cut another promo for our entire audience because I want to see how good you get in 6 months. Can we do that?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
All right, my man. Awesome. Thaddeus, thank you very much, brother. Tell your parents hello. We thank you, and we'll see you in the chat. All right, pal?
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Thaddeus. Thank you, man. Take care, bro.
Boy, I got to be honest with you, Vince. I did not think it would go in that direction today. Like I'm kind of in my feels right now a little bit. I'll be honest. I'm not kidding around. Like that kid was amazing.
Like Verklempt, you're a little Verklempt right now?
I am. It's like looking at my own son.
That's awesome. Oh, I just think it's awesome that he would come on here in front of these people in this chat, and you know how wrestling fans are critical they are, bro. That's a huge step for anybody to take.
But I gotta give credit to our chat. They were all amazing.
That's awesome.
They all gave him a positive reaction, said something positive about him.
That's awesome.
Thank you guys for that. That was real. I mean, that was just really, really cool. And I can't wait to help that kid. Really can't. Jimmy Fingers says, I'm a main eventer and I pull the curtain all at the same time. He says you can see Logan Paul is doing all the heavy lifting from Jelly Roll. The fact have you seen the video yet of Logan Paul and Jelly Roll?
Coach, I saw the Orton Drew part. I didn't see that part yet.
It happened right. So I think a lot of people thought that it was going to end
When
when
they went
Orton
out
and
the
Drew
door.
went back to the door, and so that because what happened is they started running the music. Because you know how you watch Jimmy Fallon and they'll say, hey, because they'll have one impactful moment. They'll go, all right, still to come tonight, Jelly Roll on music and Vince Russo joined. So they started that, and he went into the cell and the tease, and that's when Logan Paul came out after they started that music. So that's why a lot of people cut the video off. I didn't have a problem with it. To me, it's utilizing a celebrity that is way better than Travis Scott. But I am starting to fall in love with how Logan Paul is a heel at all times.
He's great, man. He's a pro, man.
Aren't his instincts just next level?
Coach, I always see two things when I watch wrestling. This is what I always see, and I see it immediately. I see those that belong, and I see those that are playing wrestling. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. You know who the pros are. You know who belong, and you know those that watch television, watch wrestling their whole life growing up, and now somehow, some way, we're in a wrestling ring, so we're going to play wrestling. It's as clear as day, and he is a pro. He's great, man.
Well, a person I respect very much once said, where the pros are the pros.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
Logan Paul, and I don't care what anybody says. The biggest problem in wrestling is, well, this is the way it's always been done. Or this guy's a part-timer. Part-timers don't get respect. He has only shown up so many times. Roman Reigns came back after 5 months off or whatever, or WrestleMania, whatever it is. I'm tired of the whole he's only a part-timer. Now, do I think they need to use him more? Yes. Yes, I do. But there is not a worker out there, Vince, that if you walked up to Jonathan Coachman, you said, hey, I'll pay you $1 million for 10 appearances. And I would say, no, pay me $1 million for 20. Yeah. Nobody's going to say that. So you go to Logan Paul, you're going to try and work the least and make the most. Because then when they come back to you and they want more days, what happens? What happens? Years ago, there's this guy, Flip Saunders, one of my favorite NBA coaches. He famously coached Minnesota, Washington. He got fired, Vince, by Washington. He was making $4 million a year. Wow. ESPN picks him up. A lot of guys will come, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. So he hated being in his hotel room. So he would take us out for dinner. He goes, I'll pay if you just hang out with me. He was awesome. He has now passed away. It sucked. It was a sudden thing. But we're sitting there, and he's like asking me about contracts and stuff. And he was making $4,000 a day for the appearances. But in the NBA, I don't know if you know this, Vince, but it's called an offset. You can't make $40 million over here, get fired, and go make more money over here. So whatever you make over here goes back to who's paying you the $4 million. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the $160,000 he was making, he got none of it. Went back against the $4 million. So they asked him, we love you. We want you to work the playoffs. He said no. And he goes, I'm not getting any extra money for this. Right, I got out of it what I needed, my face, my voice, my knowledge. He got a job in Minnesota as a part-time owner and a coach. He got out of it what he wanted. Logan Paul is doing the exact same thing.
Right. Yep.
It's the exact same thing, is it not?
Yeah. And I mean, what he's done for his brand is absolutely amazing. And this is part of him doing it for his brand. That's what this is a part of. The more he does, the bigger brand.
Prime is everywhere. He's the half owner of it. And then now you've got the Impulsive podcast. WWE is all in on this guy. And they should be. All in.
Yep.
All right. This next one is an interesting topic. Premium member. By the way, if you're not a premium member yet, I encourage you to do so. We're getting a bunch of content, live watch-alongs, the whole deal. Gringo Brandino. That's a great talent
I
name.
love
right
that
there.
name. Yeah.
Any idea, guys, why Jesse Ventura didn't call a single match on Saturday night's main event, or thoughts on how he's been utilized since returning? And have either of you met him? I'll start with met him. Yes. I worked with him in the original XFL. Some idiot decided to give him $100,000 a game. He made $1 million for 10 weeks, Vince, in the original XFL, and could have given a shit about the football of the players involved.
Yeah.
It was awful. And I couldn't believe they hired him then. I can't believe they hired him now. I think the reason he didn't call Saturday is because the first couple of issues has been terrible.
I agree.
What do you? I mean, it's as simple as that, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was they did not mesh. It was the old and the new, and it didn't work. Coach, my favorite Jesse story is I got to work with him, bro, who was actually the governor of Minnesota, and we brought him in to be a special guest referee or something, right? So he's backstage. He meets up with Vince. Bro, he lit up the biggest, fattest cigar I ever saw and was blowing the smoke directly.
No.
Yes.
No.
Knowing that Vince wasn't going to say a damn thing to the governor of Minnesota, and the look on Vince's face and the look on Jesse's face, it was, I'll never forget as long as I live.
I still have and he didn't do anything directly to me, but it's because of Jesse Ventura and the lawsuit that announcers don't get paid to be on home videos and things of that nature. He sued for almost $1 million. He won. Vince had to pay him, and then started putting in every one of our contracts that you don't get paid because the guys get paid for being in video games, pay-per-views. Well, the announcers, we're on everything. Our voices are on everything. So that pissed me off. The other thing is, Vince, I don't know why WWE thinks that guys are going to change after 40 or 50 years.
Right.
They thought Goldberg wasn't going to bury them after they get done.
That's right. You're right.
Jesse
You're
the
right.
Body has always been about himself.
Yep.
Period. End of story. He was so bad in the XFL that they had to move good old AR over to the main broadcast just so they could get something good out of Jesse Ventura. But Vince, if you watch the main event, he's always bringing it back to himself. Always. A good heel announcer makes it about the talent always, and you don't know he's putting himself over in the process.
Yeah.
He's always been about himself.
Yeah, he has. But again, that's the nature of the beast. Because again, from the beginning of time, they were independent contractors competing against each other. So that meant that you're constantly promoting yourself. That's just old school nature of the beast, Coach.
All right. So if that's the case, I'll be cool with that. But at least study a little bit. So when you're coming on to call one or two matches.
Right. If they're paying you, to call this event, you got to know who the players are.
My guess is he got them to pay him another $100,000. Jeez. When I got that number, it's been 24 years. I'm the only alive. I'm the only person walking God's green earth that did the first XFL, 23 years of it, and the second XFL. I'm the only one. And when I found out, because Vince screwed me over on that, he said, "You want to really do it?" The sideline guys made $2,500. The announcers, the play-by-play guys made $10,000. I got paid $1,500 less than the other sideline guys because he was doing me a favor. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Appreciate that. So Matt Lee is a curtain jerker, and he says, watching Vince coaching Thaddeus was truly humbling. Russo is an absolute legend, coach of the stars.
That's very nice, Matt. But yeah, seriously, I mean, I did that because that took a lot of, let's just say, balls for him to come on here and do that, Coach.
I could not believe when you were giving him the advice, he literally stood going like this.
Yeah, that's
and I was
awesome.
like, is he taking notes?
Yeah.
Is he taking notes?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He makes me, because sometimes I get very jaded doing wrestling content. Because everybody's a know-it-all. Everybody, you only spent 14, not 15 years in the WWE, that kind of shit. But that kid right there makes me remember I'm going to continue to engage, and I don't care if people yell because there's one good one out there, and we just met him. We met him.
That's what, bro. That's why it's so stood out when just a week. I don't even know if you got it on your notes, but man, Kevin Nash on his show gave advice to Rachel Rodriguez about working big and work big. And I don't remember the last time I saw this, but she came back and said, Mr. Nash, you are absolutely correct. I am going to start working big. You are an example for all big wrestlers, and you had a great career. So anything that you could pass along. Coach, you never see that anymore from today's group of wrestlers, ever. I can't tell you how many of them have buried me for giving advice or saying this could be better or that could be better. When I saw that, she jumped to the top of my list.
No doubt. You could not be more correct, because even though the business has changed, how you do things in the business has not changed.
Right.
If you're a big person, you need to wrestle big.
Yep.
Vince always pushed big people to the moon.
Yep.
But it's not just getting the push, it's understanding that in order for smaller talent to get over, big talent has to be a certain way. Because if you don't, now all of a sudden it comes off as fake, because a little person is beating the tar out of a bigger person, which would never happen on the street.
And you every week, I go nuts until I just got tired of going nuts of Rhea Ripley going 50-50 with somebody half her size. I go bananas, and it's not believable. It's not believable.
I think also you pointing out the Kevin Nash thing in my core, probably about 2 years ago, I really started this. And I started to say, everything I do has to be from a place of, am I helping? Am I making things better? Because I used to be very, very selfish, and in this industry, media, wrestling, whatever, when you're trying to get your own career over to do Sports Center or NFL, whatever, you've got to be a little bit selfish.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I'm doing content now where I don't want to be selfish. And so whether it's PFL, PG, Serious, whatever it is, Coach and Bro, I'm like, if I can help, that's what I want to do. And when I started that mentality, Vince, good things started happening.
Oh, absolutely.
It's weird how that works, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. Yes, we could do a whole show on that.
All right, I believe we have got to all of the super stickers and the curtain jerkers. Vince, so Saturday, we don't really have anything big. I know you're looking forward to the 2-hour SmackDown that you get to watch every single Friday. So in addition to that, what other wrestling will you be missing this weekend? Are you watching Slammiversary?
Is there, my first question is there wrestling this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I will watch my SmackDown and I will watch my Raw, and that will be it.
I'm a little shocked because they're going to your old backyard this weekend. TNA is in Long Island.
Oh, wow.
At the U.S. Bank, or what used to be called the Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah.
So they just got word that they're moving the stage back to add seats, and they're gonna have more for Slammiversary than they had for Evolution in Atlanta. Which was like 6,800. They'll have 7,200. At least that was the last number I got for Evolution last week. So it's going to be the biggest event they've ever done, the biggest crowd they've ever been in front of. And it's interesting that somebody thought earlier on the show that WWE is partnering with TNA to keep them from getting a TV deal. Is it that far out of?
It's not. No, it's not. It's not. And when we say that, people, we're nuts, we're paranoid, we're conspiracy. No, we worked there. We worked there. We saw it with our own eyes, guys. That's why I said at the beginning of this show, I love when you guys bring your perspective, because Coach and I were not thinking that. But when he said it, it was like, yeah, I went that past them.
Now I'm consumed by it. I'm obsessed with this idea because I'm sitting there thinking about all these amazing TNA superstars that you've heard on radio, interviews all week talking about the locker room. We're pushing the sled together. We're all in this together because we're really close. Nick Nimitz says we're really close to a streaming deal or a TV deal, whether it's Amazon, Netflix, whatever it is. They all feel it's going to happen. Can you imagine if this was true or if any of this was true. All the effort they're putting in to stay on their app instead of being on TBS or TNT or USA or something like that, that would be diabolical.
Yeah, it would be diabolical. But let me tell you what's really diabolical, real quick, Coach. I don't know if you saw this. I could not believe this.
What?
I sent you I sent you and producer man a thing on my phone, bro. Some poor slob. I'll just refer to him as a poor slob.
Okay.
I had the idea of going to SummerSlam.
Okay.
So he sent me the seating chart where you go online and you pick a seat. You pick a seat. I want to sit there. So, Coach, the seat was within the first 10 rows. $16,000. $16,000, Coach.
Let me stop you right there. I will not, and I repeat, not listen to disparagement, because that was row number 1.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Row number 1.
It's fine now.
16 grand.
Section 1B, seat 10, $16,956.95. What an embarrassment. Vince, when I look at my ex, because I don't read my mentions, I just don't do it. And I'm a lot better off. But I went through and looked at all of these because I kind of tweeted this out. And it was 99% positive, which 6 months ago, it was, Coach, you're an idiot. It's all about business, making every last dollar. That's what business is about. I think now, because we've been the champions of this, it's been our show that's put this up on a pedestal. And now fans are realizing, shit, because I think until it comes to their city or their arena, they're like, oh, this isn't real. Now they've had 6 to 8 months of this pricing, and so they've been to almost every part of the country. So now fans are going, oh, that's maxing out my credit card right there. Think if you have a $17,000 limit and you buy 2 tickets for a wrestling show and match your credit card at $17,000. Are you kidding? I can't even say it out loud. It's so stupid.
Coach, I just got, Coach, I'm a huge Mark, my whole life. I just got pre-sale for McCartney. Paul McCartney's going to play Coors Field in October. Paul McCartney, guys. Paul McCartney.
One of the Beatles.
Coach, you can get tickets for $100. $100 to see a freaking living legend, and I'm going to pay $17,000 in hopes and prayers that Sami Zayn comes back on this show. 17 grand, Coach.
You know what somebody asked me when I tweeted this out? Coach, but is this part of a package?
Yeah. Bro, think about that. Think about that. What could they possibly include in the package for 17? Are they going to give you an automobile? If you give me a new car, I'll buy a ticket.
I was like, I don't give a shit if it is or not. This is insane.
It's insane, man.
There's no way around it. And
it's insane.
And we're not going to stop talking about it until they figure out. And the other part of this, look at the long game. The TKO executives don't understand, because they haven't been in the wrestling business. They don't understand that if dad cannot bring son, who's 14 years old, that when son is 30 and he has an 8-year-old son or daughter, he is not taking them to said show. So that breaks the cycle of father, son, daughter, And so it may not be tomorrow. It may not be a year from now, but it will happen. And when that happens, we've been around it when that's the business is like, it sucks.
Right.
It sucks. And then I'm quite sure in 2040, they'll be like, well, probably done that in 2025. I promise you it's going to happen if they don't change all of this.
Yeah.
I promise you. And then 2 nights, $8 grand for one night. $8 grand for one night. What are we doing? I'm never. They've got to understand. And the last thing I'll say on this, Vince, Triple H and those that have been around this business and they cannot feel good about this. They can't. They can't. But they can't say anything because they work for TKO now. They don't work for WWE anymore.
Right. Right.
And we don't trips and that part you can't fault anybody for not wanting to lose their job and wanting to stay in this business is very difficult to work in. It's difficult to keep your job in, and if you have a job where you're making millions or hundreds of thousands, where else are you going to go and get that?
Yeah.
It's hard to criticize about not standing up and saying something, but damn. The only thing that's going to stop this, Vince, is people stopping buying these tickets.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then having half an arena, cutting off the upper bowl, it's all a systematic thing. And then eventually I'll be like, listen, we're not going to have our talent cutting a promo. I did it once, Vince. I cut a promo to an empty side of the arena. It's the worst thing ever.
Oh God, yeah, that's the worst. Absolutely,
The
there's nobody to play off of. It's horrible. Absolutely,
it's
horrible.
Thank you to everybody for being so nice to Thaddeus. Thank you to Jimmy Fingers. Thank you to Australia, the smartest mark alive. We're gonna keep doing this. This was super cool doing this
Awesome,
today.
man.
So if you guys want to come on the show, you want to talk, you want to ask a question, you want to cut a promo, whatever it is, you get 5 to 7 minutes. We'll put up a new link by tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll do this again on Monday and every single show moving forward. I think we'll get a lot of good content out of it too, Vince. What about?
Well, I also want to say, Coach, you and I both do this, and it's a fair comparison, man. A lot of people pay for cameos, Coach. You and I know we do cameos all week long. Bro, for the price of a cameo, you can come on here and actually rap with us for 5-7 minutes and talk to us about whatever you want to talk to us about. So I just say that, man, because I know, Cameo is booming and Cameo is great, but Cameo is us leaving you a message.
Yep.
This is interaction with us. And you guys know, man, you could say anything to Coach and I.
Anything. I have eight cameos. Wait, there's my cameo account.
There you go. I
have eight waiting right now that they don't get to talk to me.
No.
They don't get to see our beautiful faces. No. But you guys can. Now, are you going to be as good as Thaddeus was? I mean, that's a addition, but that remains to be seen. But that was a hell of a lot of fun. Vince, have a great weekend. Enjoy SmackDown. I'll be watching the Bro Down, okay? I watch it every week.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, it's shorter than watching SmackDown. So, thank you. That's going to do it for today. Remember, we record every single Monday and Thursday. Normal time is 5 Eastern. Once in a while, we'll do 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let it grow. Let it breathe. And be a part of what we're doing at the Coach and Bro Show because, damn it, we're changing lives and having fun doing it. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. For Vince Russo, for Producer Man, for Dirt Sheet Dan, or as we like to call him, Double D, I am the coach. We'll see you next time right here. There is only one Coach and Bro Show. Take care.